All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the 9th day of October 2018. Well, if I can find my glasses, I can actually see what I'm doing today. Hopefully they're clean. Well, they're clean enough. So let me put the cards down, get my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, now, in this year of illumination, this is a 1 day. Yesterday was a 9, so that's completion. Today is new beginnings. So we'll see what the cards say, if they align with that numerology for today. We'll shuffle a little bit here, and then we'll get started. I shuffle a little bit, and then I pull a card. If it's a court card, I'll pull another one because courts are funny. And yesterday, I ended up pulling 3. The first and last were court cards, so, you know, it was one of those kind of days. Let's count 13 and see what we have. Well, we've seen this one before. It's the 2 of Wands. I might pull another one because of that. Let me set this over there. So, let me get it so you can see it. So there's a man standing between 2 staffs, otherwise known as wands, but the martial artist in me says these are staffs. I don't know. It's much better in some of the other decks because they actually, show wands instead of these staffs, so it's a little easier to relate to. But what you see here, and what they use, like 2 pillars or 2 columns, or you might see 2 tall trees, or maybe you'll see an area between 2 rock faces. What they're talking about here is a doorway, and in this case, it's a doorway to new experiences. And so he's making a decision, basically, on he's trying to figure out, what am I going to do here? How am I going to, the wands are the fire element. And so we're talking will when we think about fire element. And so that's how fire manifests within us, is it has to do with our will and how we manifest things. What that impetus is behind everything that we do. It's our will, isn't it? Well, here you have the 2 of Wands. And so 2 is about balance and polarity. It can be about a decision that's made. But basically, what he's doing is he's almost like he's patiently waiting for something to come his way, in a sense. And then that would be a more inward expression of will, wouldn't it? In other words, having the will not to do something, to hold back and to continue to think and plan and make a decision. See, he's holding a globe in his hand. You see that? And so whatever decision he makes there, as he looks out onto the, you're seeing what looks like an ocean beyond him, right? And so when you look at that, you think the great expanse of something or other. So the great expanse of his future life, maybe. So he's trying to, whatever decision he wants to make here, whatever will he wants to manifest, whatever new opportunities he wants to engage in, it's going to affect his entire life. So it's an important decision. You can also, when you see the 2, sometimes if it's crossed, it can be creative tension. So, but basically what he's doing is he's standing in his own power and just waiting. He's waiting for the right decision here to come to him, so that the right opportunity, so he takes the right road, so he manifests the best thing for him. It's really about not engaging in a lack of impulse control. My husband was saying this to me the other day. He says, sometimes the best thing to do is just, and this is what he does, is just to sleep on something, even if it's just taking a nap in the daytime. I'm going to let the runes fall through my hand and see which one comes up here, but he just thinks that and I've seen him do it, you know, where he has no idea what he wants to do about something, and he'll go take a nap, or he'll sleep on it at night. He'll wake up in the morning and he knows what he wants to do. So I think there's merit to that. But that's about harnessing your impulses and keeping them within so that you then make it work for you instead of constantly reacting and maybe making decisions that don't take you in a very positive direction. So, well, here we have Ewaz. Ewaz is the 19th rune of the Elder Futhark. So it aligns with today's numerology, because 10 and 9 is 19, isn't it? And then that reduces to 1. So we have some synchronicity with that as well. Ewaz is an interesting rune. If you look at some of these runes, like Manaz, which looks similar to this, is like Perthro back and forth, forward and reversed. This is like Laguz, forward and reversed. I never can get that straight. There we go. But Laguz is done this way. So we've got them both this way and this way. So forward and reverse. And Laguz is about flow and about gathering energy, basically, as well. But like Laguz, Ewaz, excuse me, is also a water element rune. It's supposedly represents Odin's 8-legged horse Sleipnir, which, you know, Odin was an extraterrestrial guy here, all right, that was here for a time. Sleipnir was not an 8-legged horse. Sleipnir was some kind of vehicle that he flew in, whatever it was, all right? Well, anyway. So, but as a water element, it means abrupt change. It could mean safe travel. It can mean integration, but it means integration in a sense, okay? How we integrate the flow. Are we gonna move against the flow, or are we gonna be integrated? And here, you're showing a balanced polarity, basically, of Laguz that's now manifesting in Ewaz. So it can also indicate our own astral body as well. It can be part, I've used it in a bind rune for shamanic journeying or hedge riding. I'm a hedge witch, so it's called hedge riding. It's just the same thing as meditation or shamanic journeying or astral travel or whatever. But it's more of a journeying experience, you know, than just simply meditative. You're maybe contacting, you know, someone in spirit or a guide or whatever, you know, that someone that you're working with astrally, you know, whatever it is. You can use Ewaz to get you there as a focus, if you're going to use something as a focus. But it also means being water. It also, in terms of flow, it also means progress, doesn't it? And so basically what this is talking about, and in a sense, it even often also resembles pictorially or structurally, let's see if I can do this. It almost looks like the legs of the M are essentially the same pattern that we find here, isn't it? If we were to draw lines from here to here, we would have Ewaz, wouldn't we? So, and with the presence of the water out here, I think that what this is saying is that whatever we choose today, or in the coming days, or in the future here, the near future, whatever it is that we're trying to do, any new opportunities that we're trying to explore or maybe go after, you know, and do and pursue, we need to do it from a standpoint of integration within and balance within, so that we're not acting in impulse, you know. Although sometimes, you know, making those snap decisions may take you in a really positive place, but if you have a history of doing that and they don't always work out, then maybe you need to put 2 and 2 together and realize that maybe that's not your best choice of action. You know, there's a system called human design, and I love it. You know, it employs both astrological information, and it also employs information from the I Ching. Ra Uru Hu, who's no longer with us, this was sort of given to him And he was a former engineer, I guess. And so he views it as the mechanics of who we are, and talks about, we come in as a design crystal, and then 88 days before we're actually born, the personality crystal is brought into play. And it's an interesting deal. So you can actually get a free bodygram done by Jovian Archive. It's either .com or .org. I don't remember. Try it both ways. You'll see it'll come up. I think you can just put your birth date information in there, and they'll do one for you. And just to give you an idea of the information you can glean from it. But I guess the whole point of it is that they talk about different personality types, and depending upon what you are, there's 5 of them, all right? And 2 of the primary ones are manifestors and generators. Generators being the bulk of what's on the planet. We're the people. I'm a generator. We do the work of everything, all right? Manifestors are the ones with the ideas. They're the ones that give the workers the mandate, all right? So my husband is a manifestor, and I'm a generator. Our oldest son is a manifesting generator. So he's got a little bit of both, right? And then our youngest son is a generator like me. But how we approach the world, and this is what this has to do with maybe your lack of impulse control. Maybe if you're always doing things impulsively, and it's not working out all the time, maybe this is why, all right? Maybe you're a generator. Generators are supposed to wait to respond. Drives me nuts, okay? And if you're not, then you're living what Ra Uruhu calls the not self. So you're not living in your true authority. If generators just wait for stuff to come to them, then all kinds of things come to them. It's like that saying, all things come to those who wait. My mother used to say that. It's like, no, I don't want to wait. And so I would have a problem with impulse control at times. Well, my husband, on the other hand, has a tendency to live his not self in not manifesting and actually informing the way that he should. He needs to call the shots. It's fine. He's a leader. He's a natural born leader. When he does this, it's flawless. He worries that he'll come across wrong, so maybe he doesn't say something when he should. But when he does, I'm telling you, it's almost flawless. He does things just when he doesn't plan it, when he just speaks, things just come out right. And he's able to move things in a direction that's positive. So you hook up then with someone who's a generator who can then make that happen. So then I'm the one that starts businesses for him. And I manage the business. I do the work of the business while he's the star, right? And so that works out really well. Well, that's the whole part of Ewas. You work in integration somehow. Well, whether it's inner or outer integration, who you are as a personality type, and this is what's covered in human design, sometimes influences how we manifest all of that. So if it feels like things aren't working out when you step forward a lot, maybe you need to not step forward. And it seems like this guy here has figured this out. He's just sitting there. It's like active waiting, an active presence. But he's waiting, He's not doing nothing, He's actually thinking about what he wants to do, planning potentialities, but he's looking out and he's thinking, well, I'm going to see what comes my way. And then I'm going to leap into it. I'm ready. And so anyhow, check that out. Check out human design. It's just another way of describing who we are here in form. And it may kind of give you a little more insight into how you manifest your life. Are you a manifester who is supposed to be the one who starts things and gets things going and initiates? Or are you the generator who is supposed to wait to be informed and wait to be asked to do something? Because once you're asked, then whatever you have to offer is welcome. But if you're not asked and you do, then maybe it's not welcome. So in any event, no matter how perfect you are at it, as I might say too, it doesn't matter. It may not work out. So if it doesn't, you can't be surprised at that because you didn't wait. Now, I know it can make you a little crazy because see, then I tend to overthink all of it. So in any event, but that's just food for thought today. Maybe just, if you're thinking about going someplace new with your life or thinking about a new direction, stay in the planning phase of it a little bit longer and observe the changes around you and see how that affects all of what you're trying to plan to do. And just sort of let the flow of things take you. Allow a little bit more during the process of figuring it all out, and see if it doesn't manifest a little better for you. So, thanks so much for stopping by. Click the subscribe button if you like. That'd be awesome. Go over and check out the blog at imsteppingaside.com. It's called Stepping Aside, and there's lots of things to read and look at, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. I'm pretty proud of it. I do it all myself. So in any event, thanks again for stopping by. I'm Jan Erickson. This has been Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune, and blessed be.